Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sam the SLB, and alongside me today is the man behind the Twitter Wrestling's Voice of Reason, Scott, as well as the third man, the man of many numbers, the vengeful equalizer, John the Statman. Also joining us from Above the Ring's Rising Sun, my co-host on that show, the man in black, Ethan. We come to you from Above the Ring, Ship It Studios' premier wrestling podcast, covering all things from AEW to WWE worldwide. Coming to you Friday morning. It's Labor Day weekend. We got All Out. Next show, we will be covering the results from both All In and All Out, so keep an eye out for that. I didn't think Tony Khan would do this to us, but here we are, trying to outdo Vince McMahon. What's worse than doing 2 pay-per-views a month? Well, why not we do them back-to-back weekends? Guys, how are we doing? How are we feeling about good old All Out?
I mean, I agree with you. It should not have been the next weekend. There's absolutely no need for that. Yep. And of course, in typical AEW fashion, there was no build-up. They had, I think, 2 matches planned before All In, and now there's 9? 9. It's like, all right, let's just, there you go. No build, no nothing. So who knows? I'm still on the fence if I'm even going to buy the show, to be honest with you.
The fact that there was no package deal too, I think, was a missed opportunity.
Agreed.
I agree with you. Just no build up. No, just throw a bunch of matches at you the week. Literally, probably the show before. I'm sure they'll do more on Collision this coming Saturday, and probably on Rampage too. So we'll probably end up with like 15 matches or something crazy. Well, especially given the circumstances of the AEW locker room right now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes.
Probably. That wouldn't surprise me either.
Yep.
This card's ass.
Taking after the stat man.
Yeah, I am. But I am not. Honestly, there's 2 matches I'm looking forward to the most, which we'll get to. I gotta quit. Why the fuck is it back in Chicago? Get away from Chicago. Like, I'm tired of this crap.
I mean, at least they've been away from Vegas for a little longer this time. But I'm sure that'll change too.
But honestly, like John said, I don't know why this wasn't a bundle deal. Honestly, I'm not gonna buy. I'll just find a free stream. Watch it, honestly. I'll say $50.
Good old
kids. Yeah. And the fact that they're not gonna have Black Mussolini in Chicago too. I think there's gonna be some backlash there.
Yeah.
Or Payback, which is happening the night before. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, here we go. Finger guns. You know, it's funny. I'm looking at the comments over here. Justin Time said it best this card got thrown together like a Ring of Honor pay-per-view card.
Yes.
It does feel like that. It does feel like that. Guys, thank you in the comments. Just keep dropping your comments while we record. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. Above all, and I'm going to kind of summarize my thoughts before we get into the first of these matches. I felt like there was opportunity here where they could have made this work, where they could have used All In, had All In, and then used it where some of those matches could get restructured, repackaged into All Out. So obviously, I think we might have talked about it. You could have had like Moxley and MJF for the titles. You know, you could have done some other things where, you know, the Bullet Club Gold and the Elite, they're kind of doing that. But it feels like you guys said, it just feels thrown together. And I think it's doable. I think the pay-per-view fans, the fans who buy them, are going to be worn out after this. Especially, we also have Wrestle Dream in October. We'll talk about that in a later date. But it's going to be, I don't know. It could be an okay card. So we're just going to get right into it. Opening match. Well, at least the opening match, according to Wikipedia. Taurus with the real champion, the only champion from the Tampa Bay area, mind you, Christian Cage, taking on Darby Allin to defend his TNT title. Since we don't have the champion here because, you know, he just is too good for us. He doesn't want anything to do with us. Now, I got some things to say to that man. And I would say it behind this microphone and behind a text message because that's what real men do in the year of 2023.
It's Zach Lesnar, baby.
Since we don't have him here, I don't know. I will send this to our interim, our first champion, Scott, we'll let you know how we want to handle this.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, for this one, I mean, I'll take the first shot here. I as much as I love Darby as TNT champ before, I don't see Luchasaurus losing this title only because and again, not to discount Luchasaurus, but Christian's going to do something, and it's going to cost Darby. So I'm going to say Luchasaurus is going to retain this title.
Yeah, I know Darby Allin is the 2-time champion. I think he has the longest singular reign for the title at 180 days, something like that. I'm in agreement with Scott there. He doesn't need it a third time. Not right now, anyway. I know Luchasaurus, I know he's the champion, and he doesn't really. Christian Cage likes to show that he's the champion more than the dinosaur.
Yep.
But yeah, I see Luchasaurus holding on to this. There's nothing that really needs to change here. So go with the dinosaur.
I'm also going to go with the dinosaur. I love what Christian Cage is doing. And also, like John said, Darby had it twice. He don't need a third time. And
right.
Let's keep Christian Cage pretending he's TNT champ with the dinosaur.
It's actually very entertaining. I'm not going to lie.
Christian's great.
Yeah, he's just been outstanding.
He's a Canadian asshole, and I fucking love it.
Right. Funny thing enough,
and this is from Common for Canadian, so
right, exactly. Our champion picked Darby, so it looks like our champ might already be in an 0-1 hole. So
I like Turtle Kid.
I like turtles.
Well, I'm also going to assist in telling the universe that the champ needs to start with an L. So it makes sense with Luchasaurus keeping the title. Darby winning it. I don't think he needs it. I don't know what we're going to do with Darby, but I don't think moving him along with another TNT title, I don't think that's in the cards. Part
of me feels like when is their next pay-per-view?
Full Gear in November.
Wrestle Dream in October.
Well, that too. October.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let me sprinkle this out there as well. Darby loses, but Sting screws him over.
Ooh.
Sting's been going more Joker Sting, and for those of you who watched TNA and Impact back in the day when he was Joker Sting, that man was an absolute psychopath. I still think that was his best work in all of his career. It was a short window, but it was outstanding. I highly recommend it.
I agree with Scott there. And then sorry, go ahead, John.
I think, Scott, to your point, Scott, I think something like that is inevitable. We have no idea when, but I think Darby versus Sting will probably be when Sting is like, all right, I think I got to wind up here.
Yep.
And he'll be the one to retire him. Exactly like gentleman just mentioned in the comments here.
Yep.
I think the way that I think if there's been any consistency with AEW, and I'd say good consistency, the only thing that never has disappointed has been Darby and Sting, and they've been consistent. There've been those teases, but then they've gone away and you don't think about them. But I think, going with what Chris is saying, I think we're all in the same boat. I think Darby's going to be the one to retire Sting.
Yep. I think it's only right. Sting's going to remain undefeated for as long as he wants to go, but I think Darby will be the one to put him down.
Do you think that I could see them doing I'm going to do a theory. I'm going to get Adam Scott there. So let's say he doesn't turn on Darby. Mm-hmm. I could see him do a tag title run, like a short run. Okay. And then let's just say they lose it to a insert team. I think Sting or Darby turns on Sting and then beats him and then retires.
Okay.
I could be way wrong, but I figure let's
I mean, it makes sense too. I mean, yeah.
But Darby is going to retire Sting, though, in all honesty.
Awesome. Well, we're going to hop over to the next match. It's going to be for some reason, I saw these two names, and I thought this was the TNT title match, and it was about a year ago, I think this would have been if it wasn't a TNT title match. Miro taking on Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yes. big meaty man slapping meat. Let's go.
Somewhere Big E is very happy about this match. All right. I'll let Ethan. I'll let you go first.
Cool. I actually want to go first anyway. Oh shit, this is hard. Both of them do need a win. If I have to pick one, I'm gonna go with Hobbs, but I would not be mad to do a double count out.
Ooh.
I said that was like the whole game with Ethan and Corbin. So, but if I had to choose a person, I'm going with Hobbs, but I would not be mad to do a double count out.
Okay. John?
This is a tough one. I don't think Tony Khan knows what the hell he's doing with either of these guys. Miro, when he talks, it's like captivating, but I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I am godless, as God is my witness, and my flexible wife. I don't know what he's saying, but I'm captivated by it, and I think the people like him. And with Powerhouse Hobbs, he had his Book of Hobbs thing, and then that was stomped pretty quickly, and now I think they're doing it again. Getting him away from QT Marshall, I guess, is good for him. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna go with Powerhouse Hobbs. I feel like Miro is obviously the veteran here, so I think Powerhouse Hobbs doesn't have a lot of experience yet, and I think he's somebody that needs more of it, and maybe a push for him will help him out. So yeah, we'll go with the Book of Hobbs.
All right.
Where Sam said title, it should be the Haas division title there.
There you go. Sam, go ahead. I'll go last.
Right. Okay. Well, this one is tough. I'm going to go with Ethan and John. I don't know where we're going with this. I don't know who's who. Really?
Oh.
Right. Well, this is a first. Okay.
We're live now.
No, we're live, and you guys just saw my cat. That has been that's first. That's an ATR first.
ATR.
So yeah, I don't know what Tony's doing with these guys.
I'm gonna go with Aurora from that one.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, with what she's been doing, look at it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. This is one, and I like both of these guys, but I don't know. I'm gonna say Miro just because I can, and because nobody else has picked Miro. I just don't. I don't know enough background on this match, and I don't know. And John, you might know better than I am if this has been more of a collision storyline going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So, and I haven't watched Collision. I haven't watched a lot of Collisions because I'm not home, and I never go back and watch them, and I should. Because
they've actually been pretty good. They've been a lot better than Dynamites have been recently.
They have been. I could test.
Yeah.
But with
So
the Miro and
honestly,
Haas,
if you're gonna sit down and actually watch some AEW, Collision is probably your best show to watch.
Got to make yourself a collider, Sam.
A collider, is that what we're calling them now?
just don't get banned.
I'll have to add it to my while I'm working list so I can make sure I make it a Mondays catching up on it because I don't like to sit around on the weekends.
Understandable. No, I get it. The same thing. Like most times, like I don't get a chance to watch it either. I'll watch it Sunday or maybe Monday afternoon before Raw.
Me too.
Zach also picked Hobbs. I'm actually going to go with Sam. I'm going to pick Miro. I need my trumpets. I need to hear this man in his glorious theme song. I feel like QT is going to try to get involved, and it's actually going to cost Hobbs the match. And then that will continue their problem that they're having. So I think Hobbs will then go after QT and destroy QT. But I feel like for this, Miro is going to get the win.
Yeah. Before I move on, that's why I said I also kind of think they want to protect both of them. That's why I also kind of said double count out.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense too. Like when you said that, I was like, "Ooh, that's a good choice too."
But I'm sticking with Powerhouse. Obviously, we had to pick just the one pick. But
fine, we need division in these picks shows, so this is perfect.
And also, they did stuff on the All In pre-show, the contract signing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've seen clip. I didn't watch, but
Yeah, wasn't it like the first hour of the pre-show?
Yeah, when they told us for weeks that it's going to be starting at noon, and
yeah, the unofficial
started at
first
11.
hour.
I was like, seriously? Like, I was waiting at 11. I could have watched whatever. Whatever.
It's
God,
bullshit.
I know.
All right. So, and if I don't know if you said it already, but the champ also picked Hobbs.
Yep.
It's looking
Finally,
at
some
number 2 right now.
divisions. I'm tied.
All right, we have the TBS title. Chris Statlander defending against Ruby Soho.
The Outcasts are an absolute mess right now, and we'll talk about that more, obviously, during our All In, All Out post shows. But Statlander's not losing this match. She's not losing her title. So I'm picking the champ to retain.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of what Scott said there. I don't think Chris Statlander, I mean, her title reign hasn't been the most thrilling thing, but I think there's dissension going on in the Outcast, thank God, going on right now. And they got some gold in there from the results of All In, which we'll talk about at a later date. So I think that's just going to create more chaos in the group, and Ruby losing this match will just cause more frustration. And I don't think they're ready to play. There's only been 2 champions for this title so far, so I don't think they're ready to play hot potato with it just yet.
I agree. Ethan,
I'm gonna join you too and say Statlander. Like honestly, like Soho touched the title on Wednesday. She tried to take it and then she kissed it. And honestly, that means she's not. But honestly, she don't. This is like her 5th time challenging for the title. Like honestly, at this point,
I know.
it's like oh my god. But and plus, Statlander just won a double or nothing, and Ruby doesn't need it right now. It's Statlander's just getting going with it. Like keep it on stat.
So are you going off of the Scott logic that if you touch the title,
Sam knows for 5 years at least I've been screaming this out. If you're not the champion, don't touch the title. You don't do it. That they used to do that back in the day. You never touch the title.
Some hockey rules where you don't touch the one before the Stanley Cup. I don't remember the name of the title, but or the championship, but yeah.
Yep. You never touch the conference championship cup.
Conference title, that's right, yeah.
all right. And I'm gonna follow suit. I like Chris, and I feel like especially being as gone as long as she has, and she's been one of the better the better talents personally. I don't see her dropping this. Sure, maybe she's not gonna beat Jade's length of time, but I don't see her dropping it to Ruby, especially with what happened at All In. So yeah, Chris, we're gonna stick with Chris.
And again, our champion has picked against all of us and has picked Ruby. So maybe down 0-2 already.
I think he's gonna be down 0-3.
Could be 0-3, yeah.
So hopping over to John's favorite match, the International Championship.
It'll probably kick off the night too. So just because.
Hey, he made an event last night, so
He did. John Moxley taking on Orange Cassidy. Is this where Orange Cassidy loses the title?
yes.
It should be.
What will it be?
It should be.
I mean, fuck, he had 32 defenses. It's time for him to lose it, for fuck's sakes. Give it to
So,
Moxley.
Ethan, you're locking in on Moxley here?
I'm locking on Moxley, baby.
I too am going with the plumber. I don't want to, but god damn it, it's enough of Orange Cassidy already.
Plumbers?
I'm sick of this.
Yes.
I really am, and I'm not crazy about Moxley. Like Moxley is not a good wrestler, but
for an extra point, does he bleed in the match?
But again, this is another title that's only had 2 champions so far.
Yep.
Bring in a 3rd champion. Enough is enough.
I would make the argument that I feel like anyone can. I feel like the way they've handled this title hasn't been so bad. You know, it is getting it to do on TV.
Mhm.
It is they haven't played hot potato with it because it's not a mid card. It is a mid card belt, but they're not throwing it around like it's a hardcore title.
Right.
So yeah, maybe we do need a third champion. Maybe it is Moxley. Maybe it's not. I'm going to say it's Orange Cassidy. I'm just going to say Cassidy's going to hold on to the belt because I know it's going to frustrate John.
Yeah.
When we do the post watch, I want to hear Statman have a big ass rant.
It's coming.
God, this one's tough, honestly. Like Cassidy has been unstoppable as this champion. I mean, but he hasn't been dominating. He's been getting dominated a lot of these matches, and then comes back and has this fury at the end and gets the win. But he's also beat the shit. Like this man is hurting. Like he's got more tape on his body than I think like freaking kindergartners have with their paper mache and all this other nonsense. But like seriously, like, but I feel like Mox is too big for this title. I feel like I don't know. It's just you guys have done a great job of selling Mox to me, but I'm literally 51-49, and it flops back and forth as you guys were talking. But Christ,
Wheel of Doom.
I mean, I could do that, but I don't know. Oh, God,
I'll make the argument going off of that. I don't feel like Mox. He's held the world title 3 times.
Yeah.
One
And
was an
we-
interim, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to debate whether it was in rim or how long he had it for. He's had it, and for some reason, I personally don't feel him being this international championship. I think is playing the role of what it should be in what traditionally the IC title does.
Correct.
Personally, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't think giving it to Mox. I think you need somebody who's kind of about where Cassidy is, where let's give him a title and see what he can do with it.
Right. And also, do we really see Moxley losing, or I should say, yeah, but to counterpoint that, do we really see Moxley losing to Cassidy?
Nope. I can't.
Well, one caveat with the
I believe.
one caveat with the international title though is that it can be defended in other promotions globally. And it hasn't been yet, really. And Orange Cassidy, this past on All In, as far as that's the only time I know that he's offended it not on American soil and Canadian soil too. I'm sorry, but still,
it's cool.
like Moxley goes to Japan all the time.
True. I think when Pac was champion, he did defend it overseas at some point.
Yeah,
but that was still rare. But even, God.
The only way I could see Cassidy be Moxley if they do a DQ in quotations.
Yeah, but those are so rare in AEW.
Yeah, I know.
But to further this along, I don't want to keep this going for a while. God damn it! I'm gonna hate myself. I'll pick Moxley to win. I don't know. I don't see him losing to Cassidy, and I think Cassidy deserves a long rest to recover from all the injuries that he currently has.
Looking at a sweep for me, it seems.
Maybe.
By the way, this is one of the 2 matches I'm looking forward to. By the way, and by the way, I think that if this isn't Maven, I think the next match with Cabo it's going to be
John's other favorite match of the night.
Wait, who does Zach pick?
Oh, Zach picked Moxley as well.
Yes, so he is wrong 4 times in a row. I'm really trying to egg on the champion, so this is how you play. This is just doing it Roddy style.
That's what she said.
John's other favorite match of the night: Kenny Omega taking on Konosuke Takeshita.
Let's go, baby.
We will start with saying that Mr. Zach chose Kenny on this one.
Mm.
But you know what? I will hop in here. I will sacrifice my body and say, for the good of the thumb, the man, the myth, the legend, Don Callis is going to make sure that Takeshita gets this W. He's on a roll. The man wants nothing but W's. The family of Callis is the strongest family ever known to man. So Takeshita is winning and walking away from Chicago with the win.
2 straight pinfall victories over Kenny Omega. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know. I feel like Don will get involved, obviously, because it's Don Callis, and that's just how it is. But oh God. I just
Do you
I
hear
can't-
battle cry? Because I don't, Scott.
Oh God. The more I think about it now, the more. All right, screw it. I'm taking Takeshita too. God damn it.
Mm.
God damn it. I talk myself out of this all the time. It's the worst.
Well,
Right.
I am not picking Olivier, so I'm also going to go with Take a Shit.
Take a cheetah.
Well, he's got Don Callis in his corner. I think if anybody needs to go away for a while because of injury, I think it's Kenny. I think
Now-
he needs a break.
Now, like Ethan brought this up before, I could see this match ending in DQ.
Yeah.
DQ.
You're right. But speaking of the Man in Black, what you got?
Do I want to join like Rising Sun co-host the rest of you guys, or do I join a fellow Canadian? Questions. Does Callis get a one-wing angel? Possibly.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm going with fellow Canadian. I'm going with Omega, and then they're gonna set up one more match to break the tiebreaker.
Okay.
I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join the champ. The unofficial champ is gonna join the champ.
The path to L's are lead with bad intentions there, Ethan.
All right, Baldy.
Wow.
Sheesh.
I'm going to make sure I look like Don Callis by Sunday.
It's Don Callis on Wish.
All right. All right. I see you there, Ethan. I'll remember that.
Bang, bang, gang, gang, baby.
Sam, we definitely need to go with
Conan.
Don Callis for Halloween. It has to happen now.
Conan, John said.
Conan.
Love you, Sam.
Don't forget, I too am a firm believer in receipts.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Three-Pointer.
So let's hop over to the 8-man tag. John's maybe third match of the night. Bullet Club Gold taking on FTR and the Young Bucks.
Ah, yes.
I will. I'm going to jump in because this one actually, when I looked at this card, this is the match I looked at. I knew my answer right away, and I could be wrong, but there's one thing about this. One thing I like, I love, and I'm surprised I don't watch Collision more. Is Jay White, and there's nothing better than watching cocky Jay White with his W's. And what better, especially after watching Dynamite, where he looked at the Bucks and go, "Hey, this is the winner's circle. Get out of here."
I did like that.
I want more Jay White with the dubs. I think Bullet Club Gold beats the champs and beats the Bucks. Starts to send Jay White on this ascension up.
All right.
So he's not just Jay White. He's the man.
It's a bold pick, sir.
I'm gonna go with Sam. I'm gonna breathe with the Switchblade and the crazy Juice Robinson and the guns.
Bang bang.
I think FTR and Young Bucks like miscommunication. Can they coexist, guys?
Oh God. I hate
No, but
that phrase so
They're a
much.
lot, but in all seriousness, I think like maybe a miscommunication, and then they take advantage, and that could up FTR's next challengers.
I could definitely see that.
But I'm gonna go with Sam though and say Bullet Club Gold
Yeah.
takes it. Honestly, they needed a little more than, and he could say beat the Elite match
Yep.
back to back.
Yep. Yeah, I'll follow suit with that. I think Bullet Club Gold has been doing real well, especially adding the guns. They've just gotten stronger and stronger as they go. So I could definitely see them getting a big victory here over the champs and the Bucks.
Yeah, FTR and the Buckaroos are not going to get along. Like they go from not shaking their hands at All In to teaming up. Like it doesn't sit right with me. So that's why I would think Bullet Club Gold will get the win here. Which they're not bad. They work with the right people. Like Juice Robinson is pretty interesting right now. That's why I liked when they worked with FTR. I didn't like when they worked with the Elite, but yeah, they can get the win here. The FTR and Bucks team up just smells like disaster to me.
Well, speaking of disaster, our champ picks FTR and the Bucks.
Nice segue.
Willy Wonka himself isn't looking good on this one.
Oh,
Willy Wonka. They were all just taking cheap shots tonight.
well, that's what he gets for not being here. So
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one, which when we talk about the the All In on our next podcast, we'll probably the biggest L from us last week, but Better Than You, Baby, defending the Ring of Honor tag titles against the Dark Order.
Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah, spoiler on that.
yeah, because that's supposed to happen on Rampage, right?
That Battle Royal, yeah.
So, whoops.
Okay, Aussie Open, you fucking disappointed me, dicks. But I don't think the champs are losing this early, so I'm gonna go with Better Than You, Baby, and then I think they lose to Kingdom. There,
I can see it. Oh God, yeah, I'll go with the champs. Better Than You, Baby. But I feel like I don't know. I think that they'll be a team for a while. I think so.
Yeah. Hey, the Dork Order is so irrelevant right now. That's just more. That's mostly my reason why I don't think they'll have gold around their waist anytime soon. So they're running with the Adam Cole MJF thing. Looks like for at least a little while after what we saw last week. So they'll be holding on to these tag titles for a little bit.
I'm going to follow suit, and just so you know, the champ did it also. This is the only one that we all agree on. So it'll be an interesting card, guys. It'll be really interesting. I don't think they'll have the titles for long. I do think this is going to run for a while, and I'm slowly starting to believe, and this might run up a couple people's asses because, there's so much other talent there, but I think Adam Cole might be the guy. Adam Cole might be the guy to the throne MJF because of how both of them are.
Right.
Especially going back to NXT Adam Cole, which is probably prime Adam Cole. I don't see him having the because even at All In, the way it ended, because you're like, I can't, this is it. And then they both hugged it out. And you're like, it's like edging. Okay, I'm gonna just gonna put it out there. It's like like it's gonna happen, but we're gonna hold on to it a little. I said that on an HR podcast, folks.
I didn't think of that, but now that's all I'm thinking of.
Oh God!
Sam's hardcore.
I can't explain it because, again, I will think of Adam Cole, and I think of when he was in NXT, and they played and I haven't watched NXT in a while, but when I was watching Adam Cole was champion or he won the championship, they played the long game with him in Undisputed Era. They knew, for some reason, Adam Cole is like booking gold. For some reason, at first I was like, oh, what are they doing with him? But right now, I'm starting to really feel that they've lit a fire with him in MJF. And they could really pull this off for a while. Again, MJF needs to have the longest title reign. Get that year mark. Mm-hmm. But Adam Cole here, they're going to get to it. Yes, he is, Chris, he is going to turn at some point, but I think they know how to play the long game with him. I really think they do. And I'm starting to believe he's going to be the guy to, take the title from MJF at some point.
to Chris's point though, like you talked about NXT, when Cole hugged Roddy, he did the fist back.
Yep.
So, and he did it yet again during All Out after they hugged it out. So Chris got a point. That could be, yeah. I don't see it happening now. I know Dark Order has started to, I'd say, probably start to rev things up a little bit again. They're going more heelish, and they want to start rebuilding, which I'm glad that they're starting to do this again, because I do like all three of them. Yeah, they've done nothing for a long time, but if they're going to start building them back up, being, forces, that'd be great. I don't see them winning this time, but down the road, would not surprise me if they got themselves a championship somewhere for a tag team, either here or AEW.
Yep, 100%. So we're gonna hop over to second to last match here, the Ring of Honor title. Am I looking at this right? Did I miss something?
No, I think you got it right.
The Ring of Honor TV title. My bad. I forgot to put TV in there. Samoa Joe taking on Shane Taylor. I'm going to start with saying this is really cool that Shane is going to be on the card.
Yes.
He's a Ring of Honor mainstay. I wish that was televised a little more, though.
Correct. 100%. Shane Taylor is a beast, and it's nice to see him get a title shot against Joe. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to go against Joe, especially after All In. It's tough to go against Joe here.
And you know what? With that statement, I would like to see Shane Taylor do it, but I think we need to get him in the limelight a little more. And I haven't watched Ring of Honor, so Ethan can probably elaborate when he has his pick. But I'm going to stick with Joe. I'm going to go with Scott here. And Scott, I'm going to assume you said Joe.
Yep.
But I'm glad. If Shane Taylor wins, that's the L that I'm going to be like, awesome, cool.
Yep. Agreed.
Let's get him some notoriety now.
I like Samoa Joe. That's no secret. And the reason I won't go against him here is because I saw the name Shane Taylor and I said, who the hell is that?
No.
You've seen him wrestle, John.
So randomly thrown together. I don't know what's happening in Ring of Honor right now, but if he's there or not there. But it's such a random matchup where I'm like, Joe's not losing this.
So there is a reason why he's there, and I'll let Ethan talk about that because he does watch ROH. So there was a reason why Shane Taylor is in this title match.
So Scott is right. Shane Taylor's a fucking beast. So here's the fucked up part. He won a tournament a month ago, or a couple weeks ago, and they didn't even bother talking about it until like last night. I love Shane Taylor and I love Joe. By the way, another big mini min slapping meat. But Joe's not fucking losing. I love Taylor. He, like Scott said, he's a beast, and like he's held a title before. But like, they show him a little video package. Like, I need more. Like the fans were like, kind of like what John was doing. Who?
Yeah.
Like, and I know John, you don't watch. I know you guys don't watch Ring of Honor, but like back in the good old days of Ring of Honor before TK bought it, like he was a killer, man. Like with gravity, like he could beat the shit out. But I'm going with Joe. But I wouldn't be mad though if Taylor does win it though. But it'd be pretty cool. But I'm going with Joe.
Because Shane Taylor had what was it? Shane Taylor Enterprises? Was that what it
Shane
was?
Taylor, yeah, Shane Taylor promotion.
Promotion. That's what it was.
Yeah. He had the 6-man tag titles, longest reign by the way, until DMC beat it, and then the television title, and then that's it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. I hope so because I'm gonna come rant next week if things shits the bed. But I'm going with Joe. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's not a clean sweep.
Yep.
Word. Hopefully this gets some of, and again, we can talk about Ring of Honor and what they need to do to fix it because Ring of Honor used to be the independent show to watch.
Yeah, not filming like fucking Dark.
I know.
Why am I watching 19 fucking matches? And
bring it back down to an hour.
Yeah, they're going for 2, and like most of the matches are like 5-10 minutes. Like that's why I say it's dark. That's why I text you guys that like I know when you do Power Slam, that's why I send them to Sam. And I'm like, oh, I say skip. It's pretty skippable. I hate saying it because I do love Ring of Honor, even
Yeah.
like the good old school days, but I don't know, to be honest with you. It's just
Isn't it weird? And I'm gonna say this, and this has nothing to do with what
and I wasn't even trying to be funny by the way that time.
that we're closing in on the 1,000th episode of Impact, and Impact puts on an I think a solid product
Yep.
still, or now
Bangers.
over Ring of Honor. Not that and again, I've was in Tampa when they recorded some of that stuff, and I was in, and the matches are good, but like you said, it's very clustered. It's dark, but it's interesting. We live in that time. What kind of bizarro timeline are we in, folks?
Right.
Well, we're gonna hop over to the last match. This tag team match between Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata taking on Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club. So before we go and make choices, John, where are we at with this Eddie Kingston BCC? I don't even remember. Was it the Elite? Like, I don't even know where we're at. Like, I feel like I've seen this match more than I should.
You have.
No, I agree with that. It feels like it just gets. It feels like these rivalries just get rehashed. Like after a little while, it's like, how many times are we going to see Eddie Kingston go be over the top and be mad at Claudio or Moxley or? You're definitely right there. It feels like this is happening a lot. And right, why is Shibuti being thrown into this mix here?
Djibouti.
Yeah,
Ethan, do you have any explanation on why Shibata's on this
just
one?
that Eddie has a Japanese friend. Call him up. Like,
Honestly, John just hit him in the head. I don't know. It's Kingston loves like it's Shibata. I ain't complaining. I love fucking seeing Shibata on my TV, but I'm so jealous seeing something live. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm disheartened. Like, can we just get to the Eddie Claudio match again?
Just be done with it. Yeah, after that. Yeah.
But you know what? Fuck, I'm just gonna go my pick now. I'm going with Kingston Shibata, and then Kingston takes the title off Claudio. There. Like, honestly, like Kingston's pretty much beat all of BC, well, except for Moxley. But I don't know. I'm kind of. It feels like I'm watching Judgment Day Owen Stain all over again. And Scott, you can relate to that because I talked to you about that.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh, I'll agree with you, Ethan. I think Kingston and Shibata get the victory.
yeah, if there's another group that needs to go away, it's the BBC. I think, Kingston, Shibata probably get the win, and like we're saying, like Claudio. I don't know how good he is of a champion on Ring of Honor television. I have no idea. But when I see him on AEW, he doesn't really do a whole lot, unfortunately.
Shibata barely defends the pure title, John. So
I didn't even know he was the pure champion. So that shows how much I know. So there you go. So yeah, so go Kingston and Shibalea.
Shibuti.
Shibata.
Yeah.
go back to Shibuti, please.
I'm gonna fall in line here. I feel like I see a lot of BCC, and it's good to see they're dominant. But I'm also kind of like, I'm trying to find where the end game is here with them, and it just seems like as long as they exist, this is gonna be weird. And I don't want to sound this because I do like the group, and I do like the people in the group personally. But it's starting to become like one of those. I'm gonna get crucified for this one. WCW, and when NWO was starting to become a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you're just like, okay. You go back and you watch that, and you really like it. And even towards the end, I bet you there were people that you still would enjoy, but then you're kind of like, okay, what are we doing here with this? Are they just top guys? Always will be top guys. They just can't be touched. Or, I mean, hell, like I said Cassidy wins and Shibata and Kingston win. I mean, imagine if all of the BCC loses. Bryan Danielson comes back and is like, "You guys are nothing without me. I don't need to be with you guys." And then it implodes. I don't know. I'm throwing things out there.
I would not be opposed to that, honestly.
Here's a hot take. They're just a bunch of jobbers at this rate. I mean, what's the last time they won a trio multi-man match? Let's just be honest here.
That's true.
I don't know. I haven't even thought about that. I'm not a stat man, if you will. Well, there you have it. That is going to be our picks. We're
Actually,
all out.
before you do that, Zach going against the grain yet again, picking the British British Broadcasting Company,
The BBC.
good old BBC. So yeah,
Holy fuck, that was great.
I know. God,
You
but yeah,
fucked up.
he's
You fucked up.
I did. I truly did. But yeah, he's picking the BCC. So Zach could be in a lot of trouble.
He too likes to be jobbed out.
Zach saw all of these matches, but Dark Order was where he drew the line. All right,
Right, yeah.
I'm not picking them.
And Joe.
And Joe.
Oh, and Joe. Okay.
So basically, we got two like clean sweeps. The rest is all, which is actually good. Honest. Watch on Collision now. It's like 15 more fucking matches.
Well, I mean, if they do add more matches, we'll figure it out.
The rumor is he's trying to get Athena and Billy Starks again for the 0 hour.
I would not be opposed to that. Of
Well, I
course.
mean, they got the Ring of Honor stuff online. Fuck it, throw the women's title in there.
I mean, that's true. I mean, there's also the rumor of the potential Ricky Starks and Dragon Steamboat. So we'll see. We'll see how many other matches get added tonight.
Word. All right. Well, that's what we got. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on all of our streaming platforms. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. That's where we do all of our live streams. We are on X. I said Twitter at the beginning, but it is X. I'm going to have to change some wording on my opening card. If you don't already do so, please please make sure on your streaming platform and mobile device. This is where I'm at, folks. It's been a long week. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Ship It Studios and Above the Ring is the podcast that you're choosing and why they should listen to us as well while I pull a Mitch McConnell. So, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to ship it. And as always, do not forget to join